Hello, welcome to Lesson 5. In this lesson, we are going to mount the table and the hub onto the motor and mount the motor onto this board. So we're really going to be making progress here today, or in this lesson at least. Okay, I'm going to set this aside and bring back the thing that we did in an earlier lesson, which was to mount this hub onto the disk. And we're going to bring in a motor. And where'd that motor go? There it is, right here. Whoops, that's not it. Here is a motor. Again, it has that shaft with flats on it. And remember, we put these screws in here. Well, we're going to set this aside right now, but bring in the board, the baseboard, and we're going to mount this motor right here. You see there are two holes there? We're going to put two screws in there and then mount this against these notches. There's a notch in the motor here and there's a notch in the motor there. So let me get the right screws, and these screws are 1 1/4 inches long. These are the red screws, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put them in right now using my ratchet, and start them both at this point. It's the easiest way. And then slide the motor in like this and just keep ratcheting it down until the top of the screw is sort of holding down the edge of the motor. It's not too critical here. So you see, I just have it against here, and if you look at the edge on, it's kind of against that surface there, like that. And then what we're going to do is take cable ties. These are plastic loops. I guess they form loops. I'm going to take 2 of these out because we need 2. Oops. All right, here we go. 2. And let's learn about cable ties. If you can see this end, they have an end on it which is not symmetrical. One bit of this cube is attached to the strap, and the other is not attached. And you'll see there's a hole, the hole there with sort of a little tooth in the middle there. When you use these, they have to be used in the right way, and you're going to make a loop, and the loop has to be coming in through where the little tooth is. So you see it's going into the side of the cube that has the strap attached to it. If you go this way, it just won't grip. The tooth only grips in one way. So you go so it makes a circle, and we're going to put it through there. But before we do it, let's wrap it around. Let's wrap it around the 2 screws and the motor, and then I'm going to pull this down, and you'll hear it clicking. If it's the right way, you'll hear it clicking. I have no idea if you could hear that. But I'm going to push it up against here, and then I'm going to tighten it. I'm pulling on this end here. I'm pulling firmly, not so firmly that I break it, and then I've pushed the motor down so it was flat against this piece of wood. So I've done that with 1 cable tie, and that one's sort of close to the bottom of the motor. And then I'm going to do it again. Again, I made sure that I was going through the right side. And these things are cheap. If you get it wrong, you just do it again. Okay, so now I snug those up, and this is holding the motor firmly against these 2 screws. And then I will, well, whatever. I'll take a scissors and trim that off. But for this lesson, I don't need to do that. All right, so now we're going to take this table, and you see these screws, remember we backed them off, so there's a hole there. Now we're going to put that onto the motor, and I'm going to line this up in the picture so that the flat sides are this way, and that way when I flip it over with these screws, it'll be in the right orientation, like that. Whoop, no, I forgot something. Before I do that, I need to put a washer on. We're going to put a big washer on it. It's got the letters. No, these don't have letters. It goes down here over the top, and that's to provide a little bit of clearance so that the table doesn't run into the top of the screws. And there's also, the shaft has a little bit of a extension before the flats start, so it's to get it up off of that. And all right, so now going back, the shaft is kind of pointing this way, and I'm going to take 2 screws and have them going in that proper alignment. And then I'm going to, so I was able to push it on, and I'm pushing down, and now I'm going to tighten this on using the ratchet, and it shouldn't have to go very far because we have the screw almost there. and there, and do the other one. In this case, I need sort of a longer screwdriver because I need more clearance. Okay, so doing that, now this is done, and I have this table that can go around. It should be flat here and tight against that, and that is the end of lesson 5. That was a short lesson.